let's get things started off with this. You know, I was real excited about that last Mortal Kombat movie that came out. Trailers were great, all that kind of stuff. Movie was fairly crap. Had its moments, but it wasn't very good, and I was kind of let down by it. So we got the new one coming out, and it's hard to be excited when the last one let me down. But their trailer they dropped the other day was pretty awesome. It was, I had a huge grin on my face. Does that mean the movie will be great? Not necessarily, but at least the trailer was good. Well, listen, that little trailer, that red band trailer, just shattered, and I mean shattered, the all-time record for a red band trailer's views in its first 24 hours. Deadline is reporting this. Mortal Kombat II red band trailer is a knockout with a record 107 million views. You want to put that in context? You see how impressive that is? This is the highest for red band trailer views in its first 24 hours. The last Mortal Kombat movie had 47 million. Deadpool 2's remember, this is the red band trailer, not their regular trailer. Their regular trailer is the all-time biggest trailer views ever, but their red band trailer, 52 million views in the first 24 hours. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad had 58.5, and that was the standard, Rob. 58.5, that was the record. Mortal Kombat 2, 106.8, rounding
Doubled
it out, 107 million views in the first 24 hours for a red band trailer. That nearly doubled the previous record. That nearly doubles the previous record. So the question is, how relevant is Mortal Kombat still? Because listen, I love Mortal Kombat. I mean, I was one of the original kids playing the arcade game, and I love the original movie and Mortal Kombat, you know, all that kind of stuff. But if you were to have asked me a little while ago, like they had a recent game come out a few years ago where they put Arnold Schwarzenegger in it and they put Homelander in it and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's fairly popular. But if you were to ask me a few months ago, is Mortal Kombat as relevant as it has ever been? I would have said, well, no. But Rob, clearly there are a hell of a lot of people that are at least intrigued by this. What do you think of these numbers? What do you think it means? I mean, again, it's almost doubled the record here already. What's your takeaway from this?
Well, first of all, why didn't Deadline go with the obvious headline? Not the trailer was not a fatality at the number. I mean, come on, Deadline, do better. Variety would have got that one. No, I think, John, you know what? I mean, we have a whole generation of multiple generations of people that have grown up with video games. I mean, the same way that if nerds like I am was alive watching how special effects technology changed from Star Wars all the way through the 80s, all the way up to Jurassic Park with CG dinosaurs, we have the next generation got to live through an era of video games going from 8-bit to the most powerful console games and PC games, where gaming has become a primary source of, or if not the primary source of entertainment for the younger generation. And Mortal Kombat was foundational. You know, I'm not saying it was the Star Wars of video games, but it certainly was up there in terms of games that inspired everything. You know, I mean, there's a whole lineage, everything from Street Fighter, my beloved Capcom games like Onimusha and Devil May Cry. You know, those were offshoots of what you saw in Mortal Kombat. And I think that the idea of Mortal Kombat, look, we've not got the Godfather of Mortal Kombat movies yet.
Not yet.
But I think that people hope. And when you see Carl Urban coming out, at least you're like, okay. They're on a path, and it's like this path looks like a good one. And look, even me, who has a cold dead heart about these video game movies, looks at that trailer and goes, "I'm not watching that."
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I gotta tell you, I've been having a hard time mustering any enthusiasm for this movie again because the last one I thought was quite disappointing.
Yeah, it was this.
Other than cutting a guy, freezing his blood, and then stabbing him with a spike of his own blood.
Because you wonder, why doesn't the sensibility that created that scene permeate the entire film?
movie? Yeah, and like, again, I will never understand who sat in a corporate room and said, who should we make the title character, the main character of this movie? We got this huge pantheon of great iconic characters.
Greg.
And then somebody raised their hand and says, let's use somebody nobody knows. Let's make up a whole brand new character.
An original character.
And then enough people in the room said, yeah, that's a good idea. Like I literally would have taken a crap in my own hand and throw it at their faces.
That's like
had I
people
been
would-
in that room.
They could have said, we don't have to have the Mario brothers in that movie. We could create a new Italian plumber. I mean, why would you do that?
This is Giuseppe.
New Italian plumber.
This is Giuseppe the plumber. Now, listen, I do
Pasquale.
want to temper, though, any like unrealistic delusions of grandeur about what this might mean for the Mortal Kombat box office, though, because again, as we saw on this list, Mortal Kombat, the last one, the red band trailer for it was one of the highest viewed red band trailers ever. That only equated to the movie making worldwide
Worldwide.
$84.4 million. It didn't even crack $100 million. So huge trailer views, especially with red band ones, do not necessarily automatically equate to massive box office numbers. I mean, with non-red band trailers, they can. Like, for instance, Deadpool 2, that clearly did. The Suicide Squad clearly did not. So, but we'll see. It still is nonetheless encouraging to see these kinds of numbers.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, it feels like workplace stress is higher than ever these days, and I was just reading that about 61% of the global workforce is dealing with above normal levels of stress, and honestly, it's not surprising. When you're stuck in endless Zoom meetings, juggling deadlines, or just trying to keep your head above water, it adds up. Now sure, a quick vacation sounds nice, but let's be real, it's not a long-term fix. What's helped me is building small wellness habits. For me, it's things like getting outside in the sun for a few minutes, or squeezing in a brisk walk during breaks. But for a lot of people, sometimes that's just not enough, and that's where therapy can really help. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform with over 30,000 therapists who've already helped over 5 million people worldwide. Their app is super convenient. You can meet with a therapist with just a click, and if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists anytime. And just listen to the user reviews. The BetterHelp app has a 4.9 out of 5 from over 1.7 million reviews. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? With these, you can take that down now, Jonathan. What do you think about these numbers that we're getting in for the viewership on the Mortal Kombat trailer? I don't think it necessarily means there's going to be a bright box office future for it, but it is pretty impressive nonetheless, nearly doubling the previous record. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.